Welcome back to today's video. I'm going to show you how we tripled our client base over the last 90 days to 120 days and how we went full throttle with our sales team of 9, booking 110, 115 calls a day and crushing 7-figure months. There's a lot of bonuses that I have for the end for you that we've been testing internally within our company that I'd love for you to know and obviously have. So stay till the end. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, because the value I give on this channel over the last 3 months alone is just absolutely absurd. So let's go down the board here. I built all this stuff out for you so that you can obviously take notes, you can screenshot, you can implement, etc. So here is how I would 3x, my client base if I had to do it over. Okay, this is what we did over the last 90 days that really has put us in that trajectory of, in these next 45 days going into the new year, we're going to see a massive influx, okay? Number one is weekly webinars. Obviously, I'm the webinar guy. I push tons of webinars and challenges as well, which I'll get into in number 2 here, which is the bi-weekly challenges. To kind of break this down for you, how this maths, if I run a weekly webinar once a week, all these people come on. Week 1, if they buy, awesome. They come to the ecosystem, great. If they don't buy, they come to week 2. Now, week 2, okay, is where I also have the bi-weekly challenge here. So I'm going to take the 2 weekly webinars before the bi-weekly, which brings me to this piece over here, okay, on the right-hand side. Week 1, we run the weekly webinar. Week 2, we have the challenge plus the webinar. Week 3, then we go back to the weekly webinar. Week 4, we go back to challenge plus weekly. So we're compounding the attendees. So we're consistently compounding this email list of people to where, let's say they come week 1 but don't buy. Okay, they might come week 3 and buy. They come week 2 and don't buy. They might come to the challenge and buy week 4. I'm consistently revolving these prospects week by week by week by week. And you know the whole rule about 27 touch points on a lead will get a higher conversion rate? If I send more texts and more emails, right, those also count as touch points. I'm sending 6 texts a week and they come to the webinar. There's so much leverage, and I'm sending 6 emails a week, which I'll get into in the next piece here about what this ecosystem looks like and how you can swipe it. The second part about this is more calls, more sales. This is very important to understand, because as this week goes on, so I'm going to draw this down here. We do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If I have my webinar Thursday night, and I'm going to circle it, that's my webinar, and then my challenge is on Saturdays. If I'm taking calls, what can I do with all the follow-ups who didn't close? I can throw them to the weekly webinar. I can throw them to the challenge, okay? And I can still give my salespeople credit, right? On top of that, I can now fill up my room with high intent buyers who are going to sell the room for me because they're so warm, we know they're going to close. 80% of the people that we send from all of our calls throughout the week here that didn't close, they wind up coming to the challenge or the weekly webinars, and then they get follow-up closed one-to-many. Instead of ruining my salespeople's time and being so inefficient, I can just close them up 1 hour a week. And that only takes 1 hour a week out of the founder's time, who's me. Okay, so it is a very scalable ordeal here. And then you can save all the other time and efficiency for building rapport with the current leads, because we have all this lead flow coming in day after day after day. Last part here that was really important was this: DMIG setters. Okay, and this is for retargeting purposes. So we're running ads every single day, and as we're running ads, people are following. Now, some of these leads that followed already went to the landing page to book a call, but the DM setters, they do outreach. Okay, so they go to every single new follower and DM them and then build rapport. It just so happens that, I'm getting about 300 followers a day. It's not hard for them to go out and outbound those 300 people. So when they outbound it, they're bound to find the 100 of them who booked a call for that day. So now my DM setters are building rapport, basically retargeting, building rapport, and then we have a better close on the phone because the prospects are so impressed on the fact that we nurture them in DM. We have the email group chats, which we'll get into in a second. And on top of that, we have all these other things in the ecosystem that allow them to obviously get, more trust and authority being presented to them. Okay, so this is the exact framework that we've used to 3x the amount of clientele coming in. We would close maybe 10 people a week, give or take, maybe 6-7 months ago. Now we're closing upwards of 30 people a week. So this is how we tripled the amount of clients that we got. And it's mostly built on trust and authority. The next piece here is how I'm efficiently spending $20,000 a day on ads while tripling the client base. I haven't really spent more since I did 6, 7 months ago. I was spending maybe 15K a day. Now I'm spending 20K a day. And to be honest, I'm making more now. And there's an ecosystem that I built that I want you to take. Okay, so the first thing here is school. Okay, all of our leads that come through, all of our book calls, all our webinar signups, all of our challenge signups, these people get added to our school group. And right now there's about 18,000 people in it. Okay, 18,000 people are in the group. These are 18,000 people that we get to market to every single day, send out messages. I also have my setters in there messaging every single person, building rapport, booking more calls. And this group is all for authority. That's all it is. It is there for people who come in and say, damn, this guy is legit. He got 18,000 people who are all B2B, who are all business owners, and they all want to run better ads. And he got 18,000 people in here. He must know something that I don't. So now authority is built. So when they hop on the phone, easy close. Okay. Second is the pay half now, pay half later offers. Okay. We have surrounded a lot of our offers now around, hey, listen, it would be 15K, but I want you to pay us half now and half when we reach a certain result. Okay, that RDP, it's an RDP offer. I call it an RDP offer, results driven promise offer. Those get way higher conversion rates. So if you're sitting there going, well, I have a 20K offer, not a lot of people are buying it. Okay, do 10 now and 10 when they get a result. That's a good target that they'd be satisfied and jumping up and down about, right? And once you find that number, you're just dialed in, the offer will convert better. People on the phone will actually appreciate you more, and they will close on a one-call close, even on higher ticket offers, okay? Next piece here is email. We have an awesome email ecosystem, from automations to, email group chats. And that's what I want to expand on. So we have something called email group chats, okay? It's kind of like the ones that you would have on iMessage on your cell phone, but this has an email. Every single time someone books a call, I send them an email, and then I CC my salesperson, and I CC the prospect. So I'm using the email to edify my salesperson. Hey, it's Jason, excited for your call. This is Brennan, and Brennan is my VP, and this is why you should listen to him. He's one of our top consultants here. So do these couple things before the call. Reply yes to the email. Make sure that you're going to show up. If you don't reply yes, we're going to say, we're going to give the spot on somebody else. That gets a ton of replies. Also, it helps with this, okay? If you're in the email game, you know what I'm talking about. Domain reputation. The more replies my emails get, the better my open rates and deliverability on my email list will continue to be. I want those replies. Next piece is cold. Now, cold email is very hard with domain reputation, but cold email is something where you want to have niche offers to push out to the marketplace. When you don't have niche offers, it's really hard to send cold email. So for example, if I did my done for you webinar in 14 days offer for cold email, that's hard. But I did it, and I niched down to tax planners, advisors, and financial wealth managers. Now my emails are getting higher open rates on completely new domains and higher reply rates and booking rates. I just niched down to just those tax planners that I'm sending cold emails to, because that's a niche that we've seen a lot of success in, about a good 5 to 7% higher than the other niches. So we wanted to go really all in on that tax planner niche. Okay, so cold email I use Instantly, and then I use List Kit, and I combine those two together. Instantly is more of a do-it-yourself, done with you piece. List Kit is completely done for you. I really recommend that you check those two sources out. You can just go on Google and search them, okay? Next is more urgent offers. A lot of people push offers, but no one has buying urgency behind those offers, right? So if I said, hey, done for you webinar in 14 days, like, why do I need a done for you webinar in 14 days? Okay, well, that's where I start talking about the urgency of the trust recession, the urgency of the fact that ad costs are rising and trust is declining and buying power is going down, and you can't sell your offers one-to-one, and it's too bottlenecking your sales calendars, keeping you on afloat. It's like all these things that are making this decision more urgent. We have to build more trust because trust is going down, and as trust keeps going down, you keep fighting the tide. And there's the urgency in getting the webinar to jump over the wave. Next is podcasts. I have done probably 100 plus podcasts by now in my life. I can't stress to you enough how many people will, and this is about building rapport. This is about, building the YouTube base, and it's also about SEO, okay? A lot of these podcasts will rank high on Google. Also, when prospects book a call and they go to YouTube, they are able to see more about whether they're going to search your name, they're going to go to Google, search your name. What pops up dictates what they see about you before the call. And that brings me to up here on the top right. YouTube. Okay, we've been posting on this channel very consistently over the last, 4 or 5 months. Very happy we started doing it again because I wanted to get back on this train. And the more long form content we put out, okay, long form increased our show rates, because when they go to YouTube and search my name and see a very long form video like this, where I'm going very high level in the detail of things, they now trust me, and they need to trust you too. So you need to start putting out long form content about topics that you know your prospect would benefit from, and then begin to know, like, and trust you so that they have an easier chance of buying. Next, FAQ videos. And this is on, and I'm making notes here, but this is on the thank you page. So after they book a call with you, they go to a thank you page. That thank you page, we have two things. Okay, we implemented this, is we have FAQ videos. So basically every single big question that my salespeople have gotten, I've broken them down into small videos where I answer them. So now if the prospect books and they're like, I'm still having this question on my mind, they go to the breakout videos, they can now see them, and then I can answer their question before the call. Sales call is shorter, sales cycle is shorter, we collect more money faster. Also on the thank you page, we had this Canva doc. It's called the Undeniable Proof of Webinar Case Studies. And when we call something undeniable, now they can't deny it. It's the words you say that dictate what is perceived by the actual prospect. If I just made it case studies, they can say, okay, I've seen so many case studies in my life. But the fact that I named it Undeniable Proof and Webinar Case Studies, now it's undeniable. Simple words like that will dictate and pre-frame the prospect. I actually had a franchise owner, I'm not gonna say his name for NDA reasons, but he does 300 something million a year, and he runs training facilities around the country. He became our client recently, and he said, dude, the only reason why I'm on here is because that Canva doc was insane. I freaking love that. We don't even have that here, and we make 300 million a year. I was like, cool, dude, appreciate the love. Next, we get to email group chats. Like I said before, okay, these two go hand in hand. I just wanted to kind of separate this part. This allows you to rapport, edify, and confirm. So you're edifying your sales rep, you're building rapport with the prospect, and then you're confirming the prospect. And this increases the attendance over time. Okay, you will start to see that these emails start hitting the primary tab. And in the beginning, they're going to go to spam. You just got to keep reporting not spam, report not spam, report not spam from your own inbox, and you'll start getting them into the primary. Last piece is affiliates. Okay, we've had an awesome time with affiliates. We have eBooth, Big Video Software. We have Nedzo. We have media scaling. We have tons of affiliates who push traffic to us because we do something that is a complete bolt-on of what they do. You need to find affiliates where your thing complements their thing so well that it'd be undeniably stupid for their prospects to not buy from you, especially when you're the marketing partner or the X attachment of their business. This whole breakdown here was to show you what this ecosystem looks like when I'm spending all this money on paid ads. Now, another big piece about this, I want to go back to cold email. Instantly, you can hook up website visitors to instant link. So when someone visits the website, the code on the website header will pull their email without them opting in, pulls the email because it knows that they clicked it, then sends them back into a retargeting campaign. So now we're able to scoop up more out of people who even get pushed to cold email but don't wind up taking an action. Okay, so this brings me to the extra bonuses piece. Okay, if you enjoyed this so far, make sure you drop a subscribe. It's free. We post twice a week. So the first bonus is you can always rejuvenate good offers. Okay, so for example, Black Friday. I just did a Black Friday offer where I did a bunch of group demos, and I sold, like, on mini webinars. I did 8 hours of 1 hour calls, and people can choose what time they wanted to go to. And I had 89 booked calls, 89 booked. Okay. And then after the cancels, I had about 78 that were remaining on the calendar. I can't stress to you enough. Okay. We had a $99,000 day. I was freaking $3 shy. I think I was $3 shy of 100 grand. I was so mad, and I'll show you the screenshot here. But we basically did that, and we were like, people really like this offer. Maybe we could rejuvenate it and just run it for the whole holiday season. So we're working on that right now. If I could rejuvenate that, get half the cost per book call, run group demos, and get we spent $10K on ads for 2 days to fill up those spots for Black Friday. $10K to make 100 ads, that's 10x ROAS. Find ways to rejuvenate new offers. We also had people book for, because I just did this, Black Friday was 2 days ago. We had people already booked for Monday and Tuesday for the same offer because they can take it. Who cares? Cyber Monday, go for the whole week. You could rejuvenate offers, and then I could run them in December. For the holidays, for the new year, I can say anything. I could run that, and I can squeeze the juice out of that offer for months. So find ways to rejuvenate good offers even when they're done during holidays. Second, moving to group demos is the undisclosed superpower. You don't need to do one-to-ones. You don't have to, right? You have more authority. Like when I did these group demos on Friday, everybody there couldn't give me objections. They had to listen to the presentation and understand the investment and make a decision. And they felt really bad about saying, oh, I don't have the money right now in front of a whole room of people staring at them. It's accountability. It's authority because I can't do one-to-ones. My time's too valuable. You must buy now. Urgency. Last piece here is the less canceled calls. We book a lot of calls every single day, and a lot of people like to fight me about, oh, quality over quantity. I'm here to tell you that that is actually wrong. I know that sounds absolutely insane, but the less canceled calls, the more sales combos, which means more sales. Ever since we started packing, because we used to do, we would cancel a lot of calls and have about 80 left per day. And those 30 to 40 calls that were left, we were like, why don't we just keep them on the calendar and just like let them show up with another call? Who gives a shit? We did that and we made more money. So just because leads don't look that qualified from a form, there's a lot of times where people who have money lie about how much they have. There's a lot of times where people are spending a lot of money on ads, but just don't want to tell you, right? People want to keep things. That's what we call stealth wealth. A lot of prospects, I believe the stat was like 41% of people lie on their applications. So 41% lie, we're now making a 100% decision to cancel those 41% when we could just find a couple of needles in the haystacks and sell them anyway. That is called getting more sales, okay? And then the last piece is ads don't build urgency. Your offers and pre-frame does. Just because they see an ad does not mean they're urgent to fix the problem, but the messaging, the copy, the emails, the pre-frame, the rapport you're building, right? And even the beginning of the call, what you say is going to build the urgency forward in the questions you ask them. Hope you enjoyed this video. I want to break this down for you of how I would triple my clients in 90 days because I've done it. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you want us to run your ads and implement these systems into your business, just hit the calendar link in the description, book a call with the team. It's also in the comment section, and I will be chatting with you soon. Peace.